How is Trump racist?
Do you want to answer this for me?
Nope, this is for you. You made the claim, back it up.
No.
How is he a racist?
I'm not going to answer you.
Why? Because you can't or because you won't?
No, because I'm pissed at you and you should leave our campus.
When we look at the Black Lives Matter discussion, and we look at who's up for the presidency, Joe Biden or Donald Trump, who would be better to run Black America?
I'd rather choose a Biden over a racist pedophile.
Okay. How is he racist?
You kidding? How is Trump racist?
I'll get to you. How is Trump racist?
Do you want to answer this for me?
Nope, this is for you. You made the claim, back it up.
No.
Well, you said I'm an idiot.
He has had multiple people be killed because of brutality.
He has had people be killed.
Ma'am, I live in a town where there was riots.
Very good. I'm glad that that's where you come from. However, who has he had killed?
He's caused his police to do it. He has militia-ized this country.
He has militia-ized this country.
I can't speak English because I suck at it, but ma'am,
Don't assume my gender.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't assume your gender. What are your pronouns then?
They and Z and princess.
Princess? Damn.
Yes. How is he a racist?
I'm not going to answer you.
Why? Because you can't or because you won't?
No, because I'm pissed at you and you should leave our campus.
Oh, no. This is a free country, right? Whose streets? My streets. Today.
Yeah, so this is a private campus.
No, it's not. This is a public university. I just want to know how Donald Trump is racist.
Because he has had his militia, our military, be used to protect buildings against people who have been killed multiple times.
He needs to protect the buildings. Why? Why would he need to protect the buildings?
For no reason, because people...
For no reason, or because they're lighting them on fire and they're killing police officers?
Not people who are killing police officers, it's people like you who are causing them to light the buildings on fire.
People like me who support the police, who is against Black Lives Matter terrorist organization, I'm the one that's causing them to tear down the buildings and light them on fire?
Ma'am, it has proven that people who are against the Black Lives Matter movement will go and purposely force the riots and blame it on people who are...
Can you give me proof for that?
There are many articles that you can look up for yourself.
Give me one.
What was it? Well, it was in like Times or something?
Something that's a 90%.
Who did it? Who did it?
90%. It was Times, I think.
Yeah.
93% of what?
93% of people who are against the Black Lives movement would go to the riots.
I'm sorry. Stop. I'm talking to her. I will gladly come to you next. 93%.
She has to she can talk.
Yeah, but it's my body, my choice not to talk to you. So, 93%, 93%, just finish your point. That's it. 93%. So are you saying it's good for 7% of the riots and the protesters to be violent? You think that's a good statistic? That 7% is peaceful? You think we're supposed to wave that around as it's good?
People, because they only showed the people that are causing the riots to be violent. They aren't showing the peaceful riots. And she also
the peaceful riots. How is a riot peaceful?
There are peaceful protests going around this country every day. They chose not to show them.
They do show them.
The majority of cops are nice, so we should not abolish police because the majority of cops are nice, right? So we shouldn't stop protests because the majority of them are peaceful.
I'm not saying to stop protests. I'm saying to stop the riots.
No, but the people protesting aren't the ones doing the riots.
Then where's the difference? So I'm glad the people who are peacefully protesting, sure, if they don't want to be caught up in the riots, then leave.
When I watch these videos, something really uncomfortable hits me every time. These kids aren't standing up for what they believe. They are standing up for what they have been taught to repeat. And honestly, that should scare everyone. Because the moment you ask them a basic follow-up question, just one, the whole thing collapses. And let's be real, when someone says they don't want to answer questions, most of the time it doesn't mean they're tired. It means they can't answer them. And you see it over and over and over again. Should this person be impeached? Yes. Why? Well, I don't really pay much attention to politics. That's not passion, that's programming, ladies and gentlemen.
But when the riots specifically shout Black Lives Matter, they shout the names of drug addicts and felons and pedophiles and people who have attempted to murder people, I don't think it's a peaceful movement. I don't. When you actively assault police officers in your protests and your riots, and we can stop pretending like they're peaceful at this point. It's been over 100 days, and this has happened. You're going to go up to a business owner or an apartment complex owner, someone who had their lives burned down in the cities, someone who has had their business burnt to the ground, and you're going to say, listen, okay, yeah, this is bad. You might be poor now. You don't have anything left to show your life's work, but only 7% are violent. So most of us are good. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter anymore. Over 100 days.
Apply that same logic to cops. It doesn't matter anymore.
So we need to get rid of the cops.
I'm trying to apply your logic. You just said get rid of the protests because.
I always say get rid of the riots, but we can stop pretending as if they're all peaceful.
Get rid of all the bad cops. Then.
Absolutely, we can get on the same point. Let's get rid of the bad cops. What's wrong with that? Absolutely, let's do it.
Why are you questioning the protests and not questioning the cops? You're questioning the protests more than you're questioning the cops.
Because the cops are not out there burning our cities down. They're not out there.
What are you talking about?
I'm sorry?
They're out there killing black people.
They're killing black people?
Hold on. Okay, so you said, okay, so I've been to the Orlando protest here.
Great.
And I stayed, and the only time they turned violent was when the police was using force against the peaceful protesters. So.
Okay, so cops are killing black people.
Yes, yes.
How many black unarmed men were shot in 2019?
Am I, like, do I have Google in my brain? No.
I would absolutely, if you're going to say black people are being killed by a specific entity, you should give me the numbers. You can even guess. How many? Do you think it's in the thousands and the 100,000s? 2? Well, you guys have prepared to have your opinions. I don't know where you got them. Maybe you got them from the TV. How many unarmed black men were shot in 2019?
I couldn't tell you because I don't keep that. I just know I see it. With
if you see it, how many? How many?
I see it with another example, and we even see it here. In the Florida mall, they just shot a 22-year-old Salathis Melvin in the back while he was running away. He was no threat. He was running away, and he was shot in the back.
I haven't heard about that. I'd love to learn about that and actually look at the video. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. But I would like you to answer my question. If you think the police are out there murdering black people because they're racist, innocent black people, huh? So you think Jacob Blake was innocent?
Yes. What was he doing?
He was reaching for a knife after he was at his. He raped a woman. He was at her house. She called the cops because a rapist was at her house, and then he was reaching for a knife that was found on the floor of his car, and he got shot because he was reaching for a knife and he was resisting the cops and fighting with them. How is that innocent to reach for a knife and rape a woman?
Okay. No, raping a woman is totally wrong, obviously, and does not. Do you really? Okay. The cops here have all the power in their hands when they have a gun in their hand. Why? When they see, there's multiple examples of like white men walking around with guns. If they saying they're scared of black people reaching for a weapon, a knife, how do you compare that to a gun? And then how are you gonna kill that person with the knife like multiple times when you don't even like pay attention to the white man holding a gun?
This is why it's so important to know the statistics about who's being targeted by police brutality. Again, I would love to know the difference between white unarmed people, men specifically, shot by the police, and black unarmed men shot by the police. It's a really important statistic that I think would open your guys' mind. Do you want to give a shot at maybe the differences?
I would have to look it up myself. I'm sorry.
Do you think it's in the thousands, black people being shot, black men being shot, totally innocent, unarmed? I mean, when the media tells you, and we see all these videos coming out, would you say it's a high number or a low number?
I would say it's a more people that there needs to be dead. Like, why do you even like need to like have these instances? Like, this shouldn't be happening, period.
No, people should not be trying to shoot the police or trying to come at them or anything like that. But let me tell you, there were 9 unarmed black men that were shot in 2019. And you laugh. Everybody I tell that statistic to, they laugh. I don't think 9 unarmed people dying is funny. So I don't know why you're laughing. There were 19 white unarmed men that were shot by the police in 2019. Why then do you guys think that there is a big enough issue out there for us to go and burn our cities?
I think, people of color, specifically black people, are tired of being mistreated.
By who? The police? They're being mistreated by themselves. Their own community. You know who kills 94% of black people in this country? Black people.
Okay.
They're being terrorized by their own communities. Why?
Okay, so Where do you find the most criminal, like the highest criminal rates?
Black America.
And these kids have memorized their teachers' talking points perfectly, word for word. Same phrases, same tone, same emotional delivery. But there is no understanding behind it. No logic at all. No thinking it through for themselves. And ladies and gentlemen, what gets me is how confident they are, right up until someone calmly asks them to explain their position. Then suddenly it's, I'm not an expert. I haven't really thought about that, or I'm still learning. Okay, so then why are you protesting? Why? I watched one student say something like, it's different because I'm studying all day for my grades, as if that makes them more deserving of free stuff. And all I could think was, yeah, and people work all day for their money. That's real life. That's adulthood. In other words, you don't get points for just being tired. Some of these answers are truly hard to believe. Why should this policy happen? Because it feels right? Or worse, because everyone says it should? That's not thinking, that's following. They will say conservatives aren't open-minded without realizing how closed-minded it is to shut down anyone who asks questions. They will say no free speech for people I disagree with, without realizing that's exactly the thing they claim to hate. And my favorite part, when they proudly say they are liberals and immediately admit they don't even know what liberal beliefs are. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not ideology. That is identity. They don't believe ideas. They belong to a team, a cult. Yeah. And that said, it is. Because so many of these young people are going into serious debt for this. Years of college, tens of thousands of dollars, and somehow they come out less capable of explaining their views than when they went in. That is not education. That's failure. And I don't even blame them entirely, because this is what happens when people are taught what to think instead of how to think. When questioning is discouraged, when disagreement is treated like hatred, when repeating the right answer matters more than understanding reality. Because here's the truth. If you stand for nothing, you will fall for everything. And if you can't explain what you believe in simple words, chances are you don't actually believe. You are just repeating it. That is not activism. That's not even courage. That's conformity wearing a protest sign. Yeah. And there is a quote that keeps coming to my mind when I watch these clips, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it. You don't understand it. And the more I see, the more I realize how true that really is. Because here's the thing. If you are angry about something, if you are protesting it, if you are calling it dangerous or toxic or even harmful, then you should at least be able to explain what it is. Not with buzzwords, not with feelings, just plain simple words. And yet every time someone asks calmly, okay, define it, everything suddenly stops. You see it happen over and over again. Do you think this is a serious problem? Yes. Can you explain what the problem is? And suddenly it's that's a tough question. If something is real, it should be explainable. If something is dangerous, you should be able to describe it. If it exists, you should be able to define it. Otherwise, what are we even talking about? What are we even talking about? And a lot of this sounds like people memorized the conclusion and skipped the thinking part. They know what they are supposed to say, but not why. It's like loading a script that crashes the second you click define. And honestly, that's not education. That is conditioning. Someone once even said that claims made without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. And that sounds harsh, but it's fair. You can't just say this is a huge problem and expect everyone to nod along if you can't explain what you mean. You see? And the scary part is how normal this has become. People don't think for themselves anymore. They repeat what they hear. They borrow opinions. They adopt language without understanding it. And then you see them defending it aggressively, even though they can't explain it. That is dangerous. And hey, look, I'm not saying people, they have to know everything. Okay? It's okay to say, I don't know. That's honest. What's not okay is pretending to understand something, getting angry about it, demanding changes over it, and still not being able to explain it in simple terms. If you can explain it simply, you probably don't understand it. And if you don't understand it, maybe you shouldn't be so sure about it, because common sense shouldn't be controversial, but somehow it is.